Maxine Waters became completely unhinged, screaming that Kanye West needs help and adding that the Grammy Award musician needs assistance with his thoughts. This came on the heels of Kanye shocking her with a nasty surprise which Waters worries will end her political career for good. Maxine got the shock of her life last night as she attended an event in Oakland with the Congressional Black Caucus. Waters is up for re-election this November representing California's 43rd district, which is situated in south-central Los Angeles, which is infamous for some of the meanest streets in L.A. So when she heard Kanye West had met Monday afternoon with conservative firebrand Candace Owens and her Turning Point's USA boss Charlie Kirk, Wacky Waters knew he was being schooled by some of the best minds in American history and conservative politics. The outcome of that meeting caused Auntie Maxine to lose her mind. West immediately took to Twitter and started tweeting a conversation he was having with African-American scholar Thomas Sowell, who is an economist, social theorist, and conservative political philosopher. Sowell is brilliant and crushes all leftist lies with fact-based arguments. Twitchy reported, last week, Twitchy covered Kanye tweeting that he couldn't be a conservative because he hadn't done enough research into what it means to be one. Sounds fair, yeah? Well, today, to prove that he's doing his homework perhaps, Kanye shared multiple texts on Twitter showing different viewpoints on the history of Republicans. Part of the history that shocked Kanye West was finding out the Democrats are the party of slavery, and that hasn't changed. Sowell was making the point that the welfare state we see in the inner city like Maxine Waters' 43rd district isn't about the welfare of the masses, it is about the egos of the elites. Well, how dare Kanye West tweet out to his 28 million followers that Democratic hucksters like Mad Maxine are keeping the people down. Remember, West's followers probably include much of south-central Los Angeles, where rap music was born. So what does our dear Reclaiming My Time darling do? According to Politico, she launched into a tirade, saying, Kanye West is a very creative young man. But we also think that sometimes West talks out of turn, and perhaps he needs some assistance in helping him to formulate some of his thoughts. She goes on, we don't think that he actually means to do harm, but we are not sure he really understands the impact of what he's saying at the time that he's saying it and how that weighs on, particularly the African American community and for young people in general. Poor Maxine is terrified that any African Americans think for themselves. Gosh, that's just not allowed, doesn't Kanye know this? And as far as people needing assistance in formulating their thoughts, maybe Wacky Waters needs to check herself. The Daily Wire points out she's the one who said that Putin was invading Korea, not Crimea, said that she was once a millennial, promoted abortion by saying, I have to march because my mother could not have an abortion. Wacky Waters wanted her mother to abort her? Oh, but the corrupt shister known as Maxine Waters was not done scolding Kanye West for daring to unshackle the Democratic Party's chains and come off of the plantation. Auntie Maxine added, I understand that he is getting pushback from a lot of young people on the internet, but we are hopeful that his creativity will continue to be demonstrated in his work. And I think maybe he should think twice about politics and maybe not have so much to say. Not have so much to say? Nothing like telling an American citizen to shut the hell up for speaking some truth. Well, Maxine had some critics on social media, including conservative pundit Ben Shapiro, who blasted Waters in an article and then tweeted, Hey at Kanye West, the thought police are coming for you. While I agree the thought police are after at Kanye West, I would not classify Maxine Waters as someone who thinks, she reacts on emotions and anger," tweeted Wallop. Twitter user The Quiet Storm Afrocon tweeted, @Maxine Waters is telling another black person @Kanye he needs some assistance formulating his thoughts. So black people need elite black people to help them think before they speak. In other words, nigga shoot up. My info Milo tweeted, @Kanye words must be anathema to poverty pimps like @Maxine Waters, because if West succeeds in getting a movement going in this vein, people like Waters will be out of business. Kanye West lives relatively close to Maxine Waters' district, and he has just dropped a nuclear bomb on her Hancock Park mansion. Andrew Breitbart's conclusion that politics is downstream from culture is what makes someone like Kanye West so dangerous. If 2% of the African American vote swings to the GOP, no Democrat would win another presidential election. It's why the Democrats are hellbent on open borders, as they see those illegal aliens are their new constituents. It's also why leftists love welfare and public schools that don't teach. If you question anything, you're threatened and told to shut up and not think for yourself. Our republic is at stake, and Mad Maxine sees her coming demise if more Americans like Kanye West start to wake up. Who's woke now? Auntie Maxine.